The wobbly chair there.
Thanks, man.
So, Marquez, what were some of the things you took away from that scrimmage this past weekend?
I think we love to compete. A lot of people had a lot of great energy, you know, being back in Neyland for the first time this year. So that's what the main thing, with a lot of competition, a lot of people out there having fun.
Coach Pruitt complimented the offense, the first-team offense especially. What were some things that you think went really well specifically for the first-team offense?
I think we executed well. I think we ran, we didn't have a lot of, I didn't think we had a lot of MAs, but I think we went out there and we had a mindset to go out there and try to win every down, and that's what made us have a lot of success.
We've heard a lot about Josh Palmer. What have you seen in his development?
You know, he's gotten stronger, gotten faster, you know, learning the playbook better. So I think he's trying to work on his game just like everybody's working on their game, and it's just competing with each other in the room first before we go out and compete with everybody else.
Marquez, I know there's plenty still to work on, a lot to do, but where's the confidence level for this offense right now for you guys?
I think it's still improving. I think we've done a lot of good things so far, but we also had a lot of bad things. You know, just MAs, just, you know, cleaning up on things, you know, not being perfect with our craft. So that's one thing we're focusing on. But overall, I think we're in the right direction.
Go ahead, Steve. Just what's the biggest difference you see in Jarrett this spring versus maybe previous springs when you've worked with him?
I think he is doing a better job at trying to be a leader. I know the quarterbacks behind him, they're young and they're trying to lead too, so he's trying to be a leader for the quarterbacks as well as the offense. You know, even if he messes up, he knows that the quarterbacks are there, and he knows that we're there as an offense, and the defense are, you know, trying to get in his head, trying to make him better, so that's only going to be better for him.
How did you feel like the offensive line held up in scrimmage?
I think they're doing a great job as well. You know, obviously we had a lot of injuries in that position in the past, so they're maintaining, and we're doing what we can as an offense to help them out.
Chaney kind of said that the senior wide receivers, you, Jawan, and he mentioned Josh is a veteran too. That he's kind of leaning on you guys to be the ultimate playmakers for the offense. Do you kind of feel like y'all are being a focal point right now with maybe some of the changes that are happening there?
Well, we're trying to do what we can as a wide receiver unit. We're trying to do what we can to, you know, put our offense in the best position, whether that's blocking, that's being a big playmaker. But right now, we're just trying to mold and find our identity as an offense.
Anything you're doing off the field in terms of kind of showing that leadership as well as a receiver group? Or
extra film time, getting in, you know, trying to study. Right now, since we're not playing against anybody, we're not looking that far ahead. We're just trying to work on our craft so we can, you know, get open faster, you know, be more efficient.
Do you think D'Angelo Gibbs is scarier as a wide receiver or a DB?
I think a lot of people seen him as a DB, but, you know, I think he found a lot about himself as a receiver too. You know, he's just a natural athlete. Wherever you put him, he's going to be a playmaker.
Do you think he's better one side or the other? I mean, where would you like to see him?
I want to see him on the field, so whether we use him as a receiver or a DB, right now we're toying with him, see which one he has a better knack for, and I think that's what we're going to go with.
When you talk about Jarrett trying to become better, what does that look like?
A lot more vocal. We hear a lot more out of him, a lot more action, you know, leading by example. But really, he's stepping up better as a vocal leader.
When you talk about him being more vocal, are there any times that you see that most often?
Well, when we're doing good, you know, he's trying to keep us up, you know, trying to let us not slack. When we're doing not as good, you know, he's trying to pick us up. And really, he's trying not to. Well, we're getting on him too, so he doesn't like get a hold of himself. Where like we're doing good and he's steady trying to drill in it. We need to, you know, keep going, but then again conserve so we can maintain what we've been doing.
How's Ramel kind of coming along this spring?
Ramel's doing good. You know, he's working, trying to get on the field, show what he can do. He's trying to. I think he's thinking a little too much. You can tell, you know, freshman being out there, but we tell him, you know, you're not a freshman. You know, we're going to need you to play. So he's always asking us stuff, and we're trying to get him better so he can come out and play.
You obviously were a freshman one time. How hard is it to kind of get used to playing in a college offense for the first time? I mean, for him, he's still, I guess, supposed to still be in high school too. So can you kind of speak to how difficult it is to kind of come in and hit the ground running like he is?
Well, it's hard to do, and you know, not everybody can do it, but At this level, he's going to have to. So that's something he knows. That's something that the receivers tell him, the coaches tell him, that he's not a freshman no more. So he's going to have to come in and, you know, be a big boy and play.
What have you seen from Thompson and Taylor at corner? And obviously got a chance to play a lot as freshmen. What about year two? What do they look like?
I think they're doing a better job. I think they're more comfortable there at that position. I know the coaches, I can't really speak much on that, but I know the coaches are doing what they're coaching to do, and they're learning. You know, Nigel back there as a senior of that group, so I know he's doing what he can back there to, I guess, overshadow, you know, just keeping them where they know they're needed to be. So overall, I think they're doing a great job.
Coach Chan, you talked about physicality. Do you see this being a more physical offense?
I do, not just in. I'm a receiver, so not just as a receiver group, but, you know, overall, the running backs, the line, the tight ends, and the quarterbacks.
What's it been like to watch Trout and Maurer develop as they go through the spring?
Well, you know, when they first came in, we used to just do, you know, 7-on-7, just throwing with the quarterbacks, you know, and since their first day doing that to now, it's been a tremendous improvement.